Let's cross over to the Mao Forest Complex. Bridget Ngana is on standby. She now joins us live. Bridget, good morning. Good to see you. I don't know if it's as cold in Mao as it is in Nairobi, but the exams are coming to an end this afternoon. Tell us what you have seen, if there are pupils, and how the exam has been conducted, and anything else you want to tell us about the Forest Complex.
Well, thank you, Ken. I would like to correct you that this morning, rather, we're in Laikipia County, and what we're following up right now is that these ASAL counties are currently meeting here: Laikipia, Samburu, Baringo, and let me see. Okay, Laikipia, Samburu, and Baringo, and also I think West Pokot County are meeting here right now, and they are discussing the challenges of climate change. But I will be heading on later on in the course of the day to the Mao Forest, and as I've mentioned, the issue is about the finality of the evictions and also the tree planting that is going to take place on Friday, with the Ministry of Environment, Keriako Tobiko, leading those tree planting efforts. But right now we're going to talk about how climate change is affecting the ASAL counties. Right now it is flooding in those areas, and I'll just be speaking with some of the representatives who are leading this conversation here. I have Mohammed Gulaid from the FCDC. You have been passionate about climate change and educating the counties. How are these devolved units prepared to deal with the changes that the climate is dealing them right now?
Thank you very much. Let me first start with saying that the counties you just mentioned are the counties which are part of the region that is referred to as the ASAL, that is the arid and the semi-arid counties, which are themselves the victims or affected by climate change. Even during these heavy rains, as you have seen, most of these regions have been affected by floods and torrential rains. Livestock has been lost, houses have been destroyed, and the negative impact of climate change can be seen on both sides, when it is not raining and when it rains. That's the unfortunate part. Therefore, it is paramount for counties that are in the drier parts of this country to prepare so that they can be able to deal with the effects of climate change. Climate change is caused by sometimes also ourselves. We cut down our trees. You just mentioned the Mao as you are doing the introduction.
Yes.
We are the biggest cause of our own undoing. And we have cut our trees, we have destroyed the environment, we become now the victim of our own very action. Even though there's a global link to it, however, we need also to take responsibility by maintaining our vegetation. So our counties in this regard are doing a lot, I should say, and I need to commend them for taking this as a very serious and important issue. Several counties already, I know of, have developed legislation and policies on this. Particularly, I know Isiolo County has already enacted a law called the Climate Fund Act, which has been passed, and they have earmarked 2% of their county annual budget to be spent on issues of mitigation of climate change.
So this conversation, we at the beginning, I did have a problem in naming the number of counties that are here today. And are you trying to also encourage the county governments to set up kitties to cater for their climate change challenges?
The national strategy on climate change adaptation already advocates for 2% allocation from all county governments. The counties that have already enacted this act have earmarked 2%. It is in the regulation, and it's expected that counties put money aside for mitigation. By the way, do not confuse disaster mitigation with climate change adaptation. Those are two different things. I know counties that already set aside money for issues of relief and disaster mitigation. That has been happening already. But those are for, short-term, quick reaction to circumstances such as droughts and floods. But for a long-term planning, this is where the global, the climate fund, adaptation fund comes in. It is more of planning for longer duration, and that's why the 2% is very essential. And establishment of the bureaucracy within the county governments that can be able to plan and organize for how to operationalize those legislations. The other counties that you mentioned, which are here, like Samburu, like Laikipia, and Baringo, have also made strides, and through this kind of interactions we were able to learn experiences, share knowledge, and in that way we can be at par with each other on what climate fund adaptation means.
Thank you so much. You know, when we talk about climate change, it sounds very, very jargonious, but let me just speak with some of the women who are being affected here. I'm being joined by Emily Odera and also Christine Namonya. Christine, just come. You're a resident of Samburu County. Just tell us, munaelewa vipi climate change na nyinyi mnaona ni inawathuri kwa njia gani kwa sasa?
Kama vile tunaelewa climate change ni kwamba climate change ni kitu ambaye ina affect yule mwananchi wa kawaida. Na wakati ina affect mwananchi wa kawaida, ni vyema kuelewa yule mwananchi wa kawaida haweze pia kuhamasishwa na kuweza kuelewa ya kwamba yeye pia ana jukumu ya kuweza kujukumuka na kuweza kujua ya kwamba mambo ya climate change tunaweza kuendeleza kwa njia gani, ama waweze kuhamasishwa kujua ya kwamba yeye pia kama yule mama wa nyumbani, yule mzee wa nyumbani, yule mfugaji, kwa sababu mimi natoka Samburu, yule mfugaji anaweza kuelewa aje na anaweza kupeana maoni yake kwa serikali ya kwamba mimi mambo ya climate change inani affect pia.
Na affect aje kama jamii ya wafugaji? Mvua imepotea, mifugo inakufa, na sasa mnafanya nini kujaribu kupambana na hiyo?
Kama vile sasa kwa wakati huu, kwa muda mfupi uliopita kulikuwa na kiangazi ambayo ilikuwa kali sana, ambayo wafugaji waliweza kupoteza rasilimali yao. Na kwa wakati huu kunanyesha. Na pia wakati huu kunanyesha, pia wafugaji wanapoteza rasilimali yao, na pia wanadamu pia wanakufa kwa sababu ya hiyo mafuriko. Na tunaona ya kwamba wakati huu pia kuna njaa. Kwamba kunaponyesha hakupatikani chakula, kuna njaa. Kwa hivyo yule mwananchi wa kawaida anazungumza ili maoni iweze kusikika katika zile policies za serikali, ili tusiwe tu tunaongoja mambo yanapofanyika tuna react towards, lakini kuwe na mipango kamilifu ya kwamba kitendo kifanyike, kuna njia mwafaka ambazo tunapaswa kukabiliana nayo. Kwa hivyo ni wakati wetu wa kuweza kuhamasisha yule mwananchi wa kawaida aweze kujua ya kwamba ni jukumu lake pia kusungumza na counties na kupeana maoni yake, na yaweze kuwa included kwa ile policies na kuwa part and parcel, kuona ya kwamba zile policies zinazungumza na zinafanya kazi kwa sababu ya yule mwananchi wa kawaida.
Emily, just briefly, just tell us, how are you empowering these communities in ensuring they understand what climate change is and what they can do to mitigate it? Just briefly.
All right, thank you. I think all right, thanks. I think I'll start by saying that the focus that we have and the discussion that we're having here is about climate change governance. And when we speak about climate change governance, then we are looking at climate change as a governance problem, not something that is out there, out of people's reach. And when we talk about governance, then we are looking at it from people being at the center of the decisions that are made in ensuring that the right strategies are put in place. Yes. And so the work that we have been doing in these counties and the people that we are engaging is mainly focused at empowering the people and the communities to themselves identify the priorities and the things that they feel work in order for the right results to be found. So the policies, the strategies, and whatever is developed at the county level, then at the center of it, at the core of it, is ensuring that the communities themselves inform what they feel works. Because we are saying this is supposed to be a people-led process. Climate change is a human factor. The people themselves are involved, and so these people have to be at the center of identifying the solutions and work with the governments in developing the strategies that work. So that is mainly what we are focusing as an organization.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Those are the views of the people here, and these are just counties in the arid and semi-arid areas of this country. What we do understand, Ken, is that when we destroy water towers, all these other counties rather are affected. We are talking about the Mau, the water tower, the main water tower for this country, and their efforts to restore and reclaim this vital water tower. And we will be there toward the end of this day. Rather, the exams are coming to an end, but we do understand security also is in top notch in that Mau area. We do understand the government had intelligence reports that there were people arming themselves in a way to scuttle the current progress that the government has made. 9,500 hectares of land area that had been illegally people had invaded, and now they have been moved out, was the intention of this phase 2 of the Mau evictions. But we will see the efforts to reclaim the Mau, and if at all the government will live up to its promise that it is going to involve the same people it has moved out of the forest to come and plant trees and also protect them until this area has been reclaimed and recovered. Ken.